Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to check out my affiliate links down below so you can get discounts on different car mods and products. Alrighty, let's get into the review. Hello and welcome! Today we are reviewing a 2023 Toyota bZ4x. This is a limited version with all-wheel drive. I would like to thank Valenti Toyota in Westerly, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is in the description below. So, this Toyota bZ4x is Toyota's first all-electric vehicle model. This is finished in black with a black Softtech vegan leather interior. This is an SUV in similar size to a Toyota RAV4, which sits in the compact SUV class. This is a two-row SUV with seating for 5. This is powered by an electric motor, making 201 horsepower and 196 pound-feet of torque. It is mated with a single-speed direct drive transmission. This has a battery capacity of 71.4 kilowatt hours, and it also has a 96-month or 100,000-mile warranty. This all-wheel drive model gets 125 city, 103 highway, and 104 mpge combined, and with an estimated range from the EPA of 242 miles. This rides on 20-inch alloy wheels. Those are two-tone wheels, and those have 235 wide tires wrapped around them. It also does come with both front and rear ventilated disc brakes. On top of this bZ4x, it does come with a panoramic sunroof, however it is stationary, so it's not able to power slide or tilt open. It does, however, have a power sliding sunshade. As for safety features in the bZ4x, you get a lot of different safety features, including blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, forward collision warning with emergency braking, also including pedestrian detection, lane departure alert with lane keep assist, radar cruise control, auto high beams, and front and rear parking assist with braking. So, the bZ4x is actually the sister vehicle to the Subaru Solterra that released just about the same time as this, and they both share the same mpge Subaru Global Shared Platform. And they also share a powertrain and pretty similar styling overall. So in the future, I hope to review that and talk about the minor differences between the two. The bZ4x name, the BZ stands for Beyond Zero, which talks about, of course, zero-emission vehicle, being an EV. And a lot of future Toyota vehicles will remain using the BZ naming platform, so any electric vehicles will continue using BZ as a base, and then whatever else they add into the model name. This measures in at 184.6 inches long, 73.2 inches wide without the mirrors, 65 inches tall, and has 8.1 inches of ground clearance. Also in the trunk, you get 27.7 cubic feet of storage with all the seats up. This rides on 4-wheel independent suspension down below. This has functional front and rear air vents to help with aerodynamics and, of course, eliminating the need for a grille to cool the front electric engine. This has LED lights in the front and the rear with some nice daytime running lights up front and much more aggressive headlights than in most Toyota products. This is one of their flagship models. In the rear liftgate, it is height adjustable, which is nice, so if you have a garage door you don't want to hit or just a low place you park it, you can adjust that, which is nice. In the rear, it kind of resembles a mix of the Toyota Mirai and the previous generation Toyota Prius, so it looks pretty good in my opinion. It's a nice amount of concept car look, but it looks polished enough that it's not too overly aggressive or anything like that, in my opinion. This also comes with a couple of packages, including optional mud guards. It also comes with heated rear seats and a front set of leg warmers included in the limited weather package. And it does have a new chime on startup, which is pretty cool. So the chime is actually a little bit different than the old Toyota chime, but it still has the old note tone of the original Toyota one, of the previous Toyota chime. So it's pretty cool. They made it a bit more interesting and modernized, but they kept the old. So I think it's pretty cool. And just to show you that again, here's the chime when I turn it off and turn it back on. So inside of there is still the old tone from the previous Toyota chime startup, but they added in a couple more notes. It's a really minor touch, but it is pretty cool. And let's have a step outside. So here in the front of the bZ4x, again, it looks pretty much like a concept car. It looks very good in my opinion, but it does keep a more polished look, which is nice. Here are going to be some front functional air vents. Over here there's no need for a grill because it's an electric engine. However, it does have a lot of fans going in there and whirring, as you can hear. And I'll put a clip on screen of just me running my camera over the running engine just so you can hear what it sounds like. Over here are going to be those front headlights. It has a bit more aggressive styling than most Toyotas, and I like that for the new flagship. Over here are going to be 20-inch wheels. They look pretty good in my opinion. They are two-tone, and they're proportionate. Again, similar to in a Mazda CX-50, it's impressive that they're putting 20-inch wheels on compact SUVs these days, but in most iterations so far, it does look proportionate. Here's going to be your charging port. So inside of here, it has, of course, your ports, so you can plug in like so into either one into right here. So that's pretty good right there. And over here you get a body colored mirror, and down below you get like your blind spot monitoring right there. On your side profile here, it does have a pretty nice appearance to me. It actually looks a bit more like a crossover on the back. They made it look very hard slope down the roof line back there, but I think it looks good in my opinion. And then over here in the rear, again, I think it kind of looks like a mix of the Toyota Mirai and a little bit of the old Prius. So I think it looks pretty good right here. And then overall you get your bZ4x here. That's going to be in blue, kind of like a hybrid badge, BZ for Beyond Zero. And then your all-wheel drive and limited trim badges. And then over there you get another functional vent, which is cool, helps more with aerodynamics. And then over here you get like a satin metal kind of color for your running board right there. Looks pretty good. And here are going to be those optional mudguards. One interesting thing they did below the infotainment screen here, instead of actually having either a slider or a hard dial, they actually did hard buttons for volume down and up. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's just a little interesting. They're pretty small buttons. Maybe if they made them just double this size, I would have liked it a little better, because hitting this on the fly, you might accidentally hit power in the middle of it and then turn off your music and such. I think it would be better if they had a dial or even just a slider. So I think it's a bit of an interesting choice, but we'll see how it does. Down below that, you get a heated steering wheel, which is cool. That actually has automatic mode as well as two. Same with your heated and cooled seats up front. They actually both have an automatic mode. I haven't seen that too often in any vehicles, actually. So that's cool. It'll sense when it gets warm enough or cool enough in this case. And yeah, I guess it'll self-decide when to turn it down or turn it off. I haven't seen that before, and I think it's very interesting. That's cool. And then over here, it's going to be a small LCD to control both your fan speed and your fan mode right there. So this is actually a toggle up and down just for your fan speed. Very simple to use. It does have dual zone automatic climate control. And then down below that, you get your climate vents. These are a little bit low. I wish maybe they had supplemented a couple to the side, because trying to force this all the way up to your face here, it's not the most effective. I wish they had found a bit of a better place for this. They're just too low in my opinion, but that is okay. Then you get your power button here, and for your shifter, it's actually a bit interesting, kind of like a Toyota Prius and their previous hybrid vehicles. They're just interesting. They make very weird shifters sometimes in Toyotas. They're functional, they're reliable, they're just very different to learn. So here you actually push this ring down. Now I'm in neutral. Then if I go this way, I'm in reverse. So here I get a 360 camera as well as it does have moving tracking lines. Decent quality for the backup camera. And then if you go the other way, you're in drive. And then if you push up here, just one button, you're in park. So it's pretty simple to learn. It's just very random. Over here you get your electronic parking brake, and then over here some drive modes. So you get eco mode, then you drive in normal mode, and you get X mode for the all-wheel drive. So if you're ever in a sticky situation in snow or getting stuck, you can actually turn that off. Here you have a pretty cool design thing. They just took the plastic and made some cutouts here. It looks like a honeycomb type of design. And under that you get a Qi wireless charger for your phone. It looks almost like a solar panel. It's not, but it does look really cool. However, one thing I don't like about this interior is the giant use of gloss black. I understand why they do it. It looks better than using this kind of matte plastic here, but it just collects so many fingerprints and dust, and just to me, I don't like cars that use too much gloss black. That's just me talking, but yeah, overall it's hard to keep clean, and I wish they had maybe found a more interesting type of thing. Even if they use this type of fabric or just a similar pattern through here, I think it would fare a little better in the long run than the gloss black. Here you get two cup holders. You get a nicely padded armrest, and then in here it's actually going to be pretty deep, so that's good. And it also does have a pull-out tier, so you can get your stuff out whenever you need to. Something weird over here, this actually doesn't have a handle. So this is normally where your glove box would be, but there is no handle. There wasn't one in the prototype either on some reviews, but this is the production model, and I do not really see a way to open this, so I don't think they actually included a glove box. That's a random choice. As for the seats in here, they have some more aggressive bolstering than in a RAV4 or a Camry, but they're pretty comfortable, and they're made of soft tech leather again, so that's vegan leather, so it's more environmentally friendly. And it does have some perforated leather in the seats running down the middle to allow for better heating and cooling. As for visibility up here, you do get pretty good out the sides, and you have these little cutouts, so that helps. And of course you have blind spot monitoring. In addition, the A-pillars in here are pretty thin, and they stay pretty close to the sides, so that is good. Just one other thing I don't really like about the front up here, although much of it I like. Up here, these door handles, they pulled these out of like a $22,000 Toyota Corolla. I don't necessarily like this. These are, you can feel right running under my finger right here, you can feel the giant gap where they hollow out the piece of plastic to make for this, and it jiggles a lot, and it's just a very, very cheap piece of plastic, whereas most of this actually has a good choice of materials. But these door handles, which you use every day, I don't think cars should cheap out on door materials, on door handle materials specifically. And let's have a look in the back. Alright, so here in the back, the door materials stay pretty much the same, which is good, still soft padded. And then you do get some heated seats back here for both side passengers. Those are going to have 3 levels of heating, and you do get 2 USB Type-C ports. You do not get any controls back here, but that's not necessarily expected in this price point. You do get pouches in both sides, which is good, because some cars choose to not include that for the driver, so that's good. And then you get that second panoramic panel back here. Again, it doesn't open or do anything, but it is okay. However, it does have this bar here. Some people say this is a bit of a large separation bar. Maybe they could have just kept it all glassed. It doesn't bug me too much, but that may be a deal breaker for some, versus, you know, a full panel, gigantic piece of glass up there. And then for roof room right here, headroom, it really is not too bad. I probably still have about 3 inches above me. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I have the seat where it was as well. Footroom is a little weak because they didn't do a very tall cutout for the feet under this driver's seat or passenger seat. I can't actually put my foot under here like at all. So although I have decent knee room and leg room overall, it's pretty spacious, I can't put my feet under the seat at all. So for some taller people than I, that would be a bit of an inconvenience, because normally you can stretch out a little bit more like this, shove your foot under, and it's okay if you want to stretch out that way. But I can really only go sideways because I cannot fit any type of shoe under this seat. Overall, for the seats themselves back here, they're pretty supportive actually. Good thigh support, very good lower back support, not rock hard at all, but it has very, very nice balance support back here. I could sit for a while, and it's not claustrophobic here. The window sills are moderately low, which is good, and they also go up high, which means it's not going to, feel like you're in a cavern back here. It's pretty airy back here, and overall, I think it's pretty good. And let's step back in the front and discuss my final thoughts. Alrighty, so back here in the front for my final thoughts. I actually like this new center cockpit. Although it's out of the new Toyota Prius, I actually like it. It does replace a head-up display pretty well. It has a high-quality screen up here, very high resolution, and I think it works. And the steering wheel I actually do like. It's just a little busy on the controls. For your infotainment system, it's going to be huge and massive, and overall, I like the Toyota system for the most part, so that's good. One question I have is whether a slider or a hard dial may have been better than these small buttons placed with a power button in between, because I think a lot of people are going to miss the volume button and hit the power and turn off their media, so I don't necessarily like that too much. But it does come with the JBL sound system. It has an interesting thing for both the heated steering wheel, the cooled seats, and the heated seats up front, which is an automatic mode, in addition to, 3 levels of heating or cooling. I think that's an interesting touch. I would like to hear in the future how people like that, how it works. And then overall, for the material choice in here, it's pretty good. Uses a bit more gloss black than I would prefer for the whole center, though, because it attracts dust and fingerprints a lot easier. And just one other gripe is for the door handle, it's just very cheap plastic right here. It has a lot of wiggle room, and it's very, very cheap. And it does stand apart from the rest of this interior, because it actually does have a nice material choice, pretty nice fit and finish, and overall it does feel like a flagship model. And then as for the $49,000 price tag, I think it's actually getting pretty good. EVs are getting more affordable, and this is a pretty complete package, sized at, around a Toyota RAV4 right there. And yeah, it's a pretty similar size, has a pretty good room everywhere. And for 242 miles of range is on the lower side, in my opinion. I wish it had a little bit more than that, closer to 300. But besides that, I think it is getting more affordable. EVs are getting better, and this is a very nice interior and exterior to boot. And overall, it's definitely getting there. I think this is a pretty appealing vehicle for a lot of different families even. It's turning into a family approachable car because it's so complete. It has a lot of tech. It has a pretty nice interior and exterior. And except for maybe the range being trimmed a little bit from where some people might be expecting. At the price overall, I think it is it's appropriate for what it is. And luckily, EV prices are beginning to come down and you get more for that price, as is the typical market trend over time. I generally like this bZ4X. Alrighty, that'll just about wrap up this video review of a 2023 Toyota bZ4X. I would once again like to thank Valenti Toyota in Westerly, Rhode Island, for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is down below. As always, drive with passion. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.